click the Context menu. To start the application, from the home screen, access the Context tab in the left menu. Enter the project context details. All mandatory fields are highlighted in red. They all must be filled in. You will need to provide the following information. Main objective of the project. Choose between innovation and exchange of good practices. Select if your project is a transnational youth initiative. Please note that this option is only available if you select exchange of good practices first. Project title, project acronym, project title in English, project start date, total duration of the project, national agency of the applicant organization, and language used to fill in the form. National agency and language can be selected from a drop-down list. Once all information has been entered, the fields are marked in green. Note, if information in the form is incorrect or does not meet certain criteria, a warning message is displayed. All errors must be corrected before submitting the application. Select your national agency. One important aspect to take into account at this step of your application is the national agency to which you want to submit your application. You will find a drop-down list with the relevant Erasmus Plus national agencies, covering each field of education, training, and youth. In the drop-down list, each national agency is identified by a unique code accompanied by the name of the country in the national language. On the left-hand side, the Context tab in the menu is marked with a green check to indicate that this section of your application is completed. Participating organizations. All participating organizations must be registered with the participant portal and have a Participant Identification Code (PIC) before completing the web form. The PIC will be used to complete details of the organization in the application form. The details of your organization cannot be updated in the application form, only in the participant portal. Check the Participant Portal Guide for more information. You can add organizations with different roles to the project. General aspects to take into account for all roles. Details of the organization are added via the PIC. Associated persons to the organization are added. Additional organizations may be added, depending on the application. These organizations may then be used in other sections of the application form to indicate the organization's involvement in the project. Add the applicant organization. Click Participating Organizations in the side menu, and then the Participating Organizations link to open the Participating Organizations screen. Add details of the organization or organizations participating in the project. Here, you can add the applicant organization as well as the partner organizations. Enter a 9-digit PIC of the applicant organization and add details of the organization linked to the PIC into the application form. The PIC field indicates a green stripe. This means that the PIC entered is recognized by the participant portal. A warning message before the PIC field indicates that additional details are required for this application form. The organization details linked to this PIC are entered into the application form. This screen displays the legal name and country. To view details of the organization and edit additional details of the organization, click the menu icon. Click Organization Details. Update details of the organization. The Applicant Organization Details screen opens. Click the top tabs to switch between different sections. Tabs with a green checkmark are complete. A red warning sign means that some information is missing. You can also scroll through various sections. Details of the applicant organization are completed with the details related to the PIC entered into the participant portal. They cannot be edited in the form. Fields with missing information are highlighted with a red stripe. Similarly to the applicant organization section, a red warning sign in additional sections means that some information is missing. To view and edit information, click the menu icon to expand the section. Update the profile. The first information to update is the profile. Please note that the field Type of Organization is mandatory, and one option must be selected from the drop-down list. If you have already applied for Erasmus+, the field Type of Organization will be pre-filled. Please check if the value displayed is correct. If it is not, choose another option from the drop-down list. update additional fields and tabs. In this example, additional information must be added to the section Background and Experience. All fields in this section are free text and mandatory. Make sure that the applicant organization and partner organizations fields provide information which is relevant to your strategic partnership project. Both the applicant organization and partner organizations field should identify specific experiences, skills, and key staff who can show capacity and potential to implement activities that you are applying for. You should collect this information in advance by using an online survey or any other means to easily collect information from your project partners. Once the details of your organization have been updated in the form, go back to the main stage of participating organizations. The applicant organization information is now marked with a green check, meaning that all mandatory information has been entered. When all the details have been completed, you will see a green check mark in the side menu. Details about other partner organizations are entered in the same way as about the application organization. Project description. This section in the application asks for information about objectives, relevance, and participants of the project. Please note that each free text part has the limit of 5,000 characters with spaces. Use some text processing software like Microsoft Word or similar to calculate the size of your text before entering it in the web application form. To continue with the application, click Project Description in the side menu. First, select the most relevant horizontal or sectoral priority from the drop-down list, based on the objectives of your project. Then, if relevant, select up to 2 additional priorities based on the objectives of your project and comment on your choice. Be specific in explaining how exactly your project is linked with the priorities chosen. Project description. Provide detailed answers to the questions provided. Explain the context and objectives of your project. Describe the needs and how you have actually researched them. Identify your target. Describe the added value of carrying out this project transnationally. Make sure you provide clear answers to each of these 4 aspects. Here, you should describe what results are expected during and after the project. Be specific and define results that you will be able to measure by the end of the project. In the next part, define in what way the project is innovative. If your project idea is based on some ideas previously implemented by the participating organizations, describe how this project is complementary. Describe how you choose your project partners and what they will bring to the project. Make sure you relate to the capacities and experiences described in the previous part, participating organizations. Also, mention if you involve organizations that have never been involved in a strategic partnerships project. In the next section, describe how the tasks and responsibilities will be distributed among the partners. You may want to come back to this part when you have all the activities described and your Gantt chart ready. If relevant, please identify and explain the involvement of associated partners not formally participating in the project. Explain how they will contribute to the implementation of specific project tasks or activities, or support the dissemination and sustainability of the project. Now, here you should select up to 3 most relevant topics addressed by your project. Make sure they clearly match the priorities chosen above and the objectives defined. Participants. Now, here describe how you will select and involve participants in different activities of your project. Participants may be different from the end target group that you defined earlier. Participants are those who will be directly involved in your local and international activities. You may consider returning to this part once all the activities have been described. Then identify if you plan involving participants with fewer opportunities. Consult the program guide for more specific definition of the situations such participants may face. If you choose no, you don't need to add anything else. If you choose yes, a few more sections will populate. Define the number of participants that would fall into this category. Select from the drop-down list types of situations that these participants are facing. You can choose more than one. Clearly describe how you will support these participants to make sure they are fully engaged in the activities planned. Also, describe how and in which activities these people will be involved. Make sure to identify as realistic number as possible. Later on, you will need to report on the exact number of people who have fewer opportunities that you actually managed to involve and describe how you did it. When all the details have been completed, the project description section will be marked with a green check in the left side menu.